Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're going to continue talking about binary numbers. And if you remember, in last lesson, we talked about how would you go about adding two binary numbers. And today, we're going to learn a little bit about how computers multiply binary numbers. Now, we're not going to learn how to multiply all numbers. We're only going to learn how to multiply numbers that are actually a power of 2. So any number that is either 2 raised to the power of something. So those numbers would be multiplying by 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, etc. And the technique that we're going to learn is called bit shifting, and you'll see why in a second. Before we do that, I would just like us to think about this first multiplication, 79 times 10. So if I were to give this to you in your favorite math lesson, I'm pretty sure nobody would go through the process of saying 0 times 9, 0 times 7, plus 0 down, 1 times 9, 1 times 7. What most of you are going to do is this. Put a 0 here, and then put the 79 there. Because we've all learned that if you multiply by 10 or by 100, you put the number of trailing zeros down, and then you put the number there, and that's the answer. So again here, 54 times 100 means 0, 0, 2 trailing zeros, and then the 4, and then the 5. Okay, we're all pretty familiar with that. Well, exactly the same thing works in binary, and we call it bit shifting. So if we have a binary number at the top here, this is definitely not a power of 2. But the second number definitely is a power of 2, because if we converted it to denary, it would be 2. What I'm going to do is follow exactly the same process. How many trailing zeros are there? 1. Then I'm going to put the original number. And if we convert this to denary, this number here becomes 3. This number here would be 2. And we can say that 3 times 2 is 6 in denary, and if we check our binary, that's 4 plus 2, which is 6. So we can see that this whole system has worked quite well. So what I'd like you to do is to pause the video and see if you can follow the same process and do this multiplication, 101 times 10. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same thing. 0 down first, there's 1 trailing 0, and then I'm going to put my original number back in to give me 1010. And it's called bit shifting because basically what we're doing is shifting all of these bits to the left and then putting a trailing 0 back in. Okay, so pause the video again and see if you can get this one. Right, we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to put in our two zeros, and then we're going to write our original number back in there. So pause the video and see if you can do this last question. So once again, 0, 0, 0, and then the original number 1, 1. Bob's your uncle, easy as pie. So as a reminder, this will only work when you are multiplying by powers of 2. So if you have 1, 1 times 1, 1, that won't work. You won't be able to use bit shifting in that instance. Good. Okay, well, I'm sure you all understood this pretty well. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care.